so. He's an interesting guy. She got 'em all.
Regular meeting of Washington, Missouri City Council, Monday, July 1st, 2024, 7:06 PM. Bear?
Here.
Briggs? Coulter?
Here.
Hydrich?
Here.
Holtmeyer?
Here.
Patke?
Here.
Reed? Wessels?
Here.
Please rise for the pledge of allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Will all the council members answer if they have or have not read the minutes of the council meeting dated June 17th, 2024? Bear?
Yes.
Coulter?
Yes.
Hydrich?
Aye.
Holtmeyer?
Aye.
Patke?
Yes.
Wessels?
Aye.
Need a motion, guys.
Move to approve. Second.
Bear motions to approve, and second was Hydrich, is that right?
Yes, sir.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion approved.
Approval and adjustment of agenda, including consent agenda. You have the final payment request, comprehensive plan, final payment request, East-West Parkway Project Phase 1, change order number 1, and final payment request for Second Street Improvements Project and liquor license renewals.
Motion to approve. Second.
Motion by Patke, second by Hydrich. Any discussion, guys? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Consent's passed.
Priority items, mayor's presentations, appointments, and reappointments, Library Board of Trustees reappointment.
Dear council members, I herewith submit for your approval the following for reappointment to the Library Board of Trustees. Susan Waymiller, term ending June of 2027, please.
Move we approve it.
Second.
Motion by Wessel, second by Holtmeyer. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Thank you.
Police Department reappointments.
Good evening, council. In your pack is a letter requesting reappointment of 10 police officers. I won't list them all by name, but they're in that letter. They're all performing admirably, so I recommend them for reappointment.
I'll make a motion. Second.
Motion by Hydrich, second by Coulter. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Thank you, guys.
Citizens' comments?
Anyone in the audience would like to come address the council? Now is the time. Thank you.
Ordinances and resolutions. An ordinance authorizing and directing the execution of an agreement by and between the City of Washington, Missouri and the Missouri Department of Conservation.
Patke.
Introduced by Patke.
Anybody have any other questions of Wayne on this?
No.
Just carry over from the work.
Good work, Wayne. It is. We
Yeah.
talked about this in Park Board, and it's just a good thing all the way around. So to have the conservation here is a good thing. So I know you said it's a long process, but thanks for the homework and
Thanks
look
for getting
forward
it going again.
Cool. Take a motion.
Our second reading.
Second reading. Thank you.
An ordinance authorizing and directing the execution of agreement by and between the City of Washington, Missouri and the Missouri Department of Conservation. Hydrich,
Aye.
Coulter,
Yes.
Holtmeyer,
Aye.
Patke,
Yes.
Bear,
Yes.
Wessels.
Aye.
By your vote, 7A passes. B, please.
An ordinance amending the 2023-2024 budget of the City of Washington, Missouri.
Holtmeyer.
Introduced by Holtmeyer.
I'll go ahead and cover this. This is the, you've got a letter in here from Charles. This is for the Clover Valley Development Agreement. The sanitary sewer extension is part of that agreement. Payment of this portion of the project is $118,881, which includes all the sanitary sewer within the agreement with Clover Valley. The rest of the construction portion of the project is for Fox Crest Drive connection from the bridge to North Crest Drive, which is budgeted for the 24-25 year. Approving it will require a $118,881 budget amendment to the stormwater improvement fund budget. Any questions?
Will that go underneath the bridge or to connect to Rabbit Trail or not?
It's going to connect. It's all part of the project to go ahead and remove the lift station down there.
Okay.
I don't know the specifics of how it goes under the bridge or that.
Well, yeah.
And I apologize. Charles was on vacation this week, so I told him I'd cover, so I failed if you need that answer. But I can get you that answer tomorrow.
That's all right.
Okay, go ahead, Sherry.
An ordinance amending the 2023-2024 budget of the City of Washington, Missouri. Hydrich.
Aye.
Coulter.
Yes.
Holtmeyer.
Aye.
Patke.
Yes.
Bear.
Yes.
Wessels.
Aye.
By your vote, 7B passes. C, please.
An ordinance amending the 2023-2024 budget of the City of Washington, Missouri.
Holtmeyer.
Introduced by Hobmeyer.
This covers the cost of what you approved in the consent agenda for the change order and final pay request on Second Street improvements. We need to amend the budget for that increase of $77,947.70 to come from the Transportation Sales Tax Fund.
Will any of that come from, we had some grant money on that project too, didn't we?
You did not, I don't think, on the Second Street,
no?
that was all local sales tax because it didn't qualify for federal assistance.
That's probably how Main Street's gonna go too, and Front Street.
Well, obviously, that was always the plan. Let's see how this goes with Second Street, and then
We
we
always-
tweak what we need to do it better for.
Yeah.
I do think in talking to Kevin, I don't want to get too far off of this topic with Second Street, but just speaking specifically of Main Street, we've talked about that the water main replacement in there could be done months in advance of the street. And so it may be, we'll patch it back up to that point, but it'll all be done well in advance of the street construction. Whereas this one, we were doing it in coordination with the
Yeah,
contractor.
that's slowed the contractor down.
Yeah, it does. I agree. So we've talked about going ahead and getting that project started as soon as we can.
Yeah,
So
would be great.
one of the things we learned by doing Second Street first.
Well, it looks like on this one, they just ran into a lot of stuff that
Yeah,
you didn't know was there.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's what you get every time you,
This part of town, I guess.
yep. I think everybody was happy with the end product, but yeah, it did take a lot of coordination, so.
It turned out real nice.
Okay, go ahead, Sherry.
An ordinance amending the 2023-2024 budget of the City of Washington, Missouri. Hydrich.
Aye.
Coulter.
Yes.
Holtmeyer.
Aye.
Patke.
Yes.
Bear.
Yes.
Wessels.
Aye.
By your vote, 7C passes. 7D, please.
An ordinance authorizing and directing the execution of disclosure compliance proposal by and between the City of Washington, Missouri and Gilmore and Bell.
Bear.
Introduced by Bear.
So this is a renewal of, for Gilmore and Bell to go ahead and file certain financial and operating information that's required by the federal securities laws. This dates back from our refunding of the certificates of participation back from 2019. Their contract then would go ahead and be for $1,850 annually over a 5-year period.
Were those certificates, was that part of the Phoenix?
No, this was part of the, what was rolled in with Highway 100, still your improvements from the library over here, all of those projects that we rolled into that in 2019. I think I'm speaking correctly. I think all of those
that's right.
projects. Yes. Because that was combined with all of those projects at that time, and when we did that in 2019, we had a much favorable interest rate.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
An ordinance authorizing and directing the execution of a disclosure compliance proposal by and between the City of Washington, Missouri and Gilmore and Bell. Hydrich.
Aye.
Coulter.
Yes.
Holtmeyer,
Aye.
Patke,
Yes.
Bear,
Yes.
Wessels.
Aye.
By your vote, ordinance 7D passes. E, please.
An ordinance authorizing and directing the execution of an intergovernmental cooperative agreement by and between the City of Washington, Missouri and the City of Fenton, Missouri.
Hydrich.
Introduced by Hydrich.
I'd like to take this time, probably appropriate time, we'll do it again, we'll introduce Tammy Alsop, who's our new finance director, and we're very happy, today was Tammy's first day coming with the City of Washington. As I expressed in an email that got sent out to all the employees, and I think you guys were on that as well, that obviously Tammy's a familiar face, knows our books, and so we're happy to welcome her to our team, and we're really happy about her joining today. So it's been a few months, we've all been patient, she's been patient, we've been patient, and we're happy that this day is finally here. So I don't know if you want to, any words that you wanted to go ahead and express, I can explain what the agreement is, but if you've got anything else.
No, I just want to thank you for the opportunity, and I look forward to working with everyone. So, really appreciate it. If anybody has any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. We're here, so,
Thank you.
Welcome, Tammy.
thank you.
Thank you.
And now that you work with us, whenever you have a presentation, we have to understand it. You can't just give us a book of numbers. You don't-
Okay, we might need some training sessions on that, okay?
Quite a few.
No, I really like having the finance committee. I think that's really going to help.
Yeah.
Because I can explain a lot of things to the finance committee, and then they can understand it, and then maybe help with that too, so.
So now we have to talk to Mark. Just that fast.
Finance committee understands some of it.
He'll be an expert by the time.
There you go.
She does answer questions. I give her.
I will answer questions, anything, you just have to ask, please, don't hesitate, we're here, so. Thank you very much, appreciate it.
So as part of this, we're entering into this cooperative agreement with the City of Fenton. Tammy had expressed when we talked about her possibly filling this role for the city of continuing to go ahead and provide that consulting work on a smaller basis than what we're asking her for. As a matter of fact, maybe one day a week. And so Fenton came up and drafted a cooperative agreement with us for us to share. We've been working with it over the last couple of weeks. But essentially what it is would allow her to share time with the City of Fenton. She'll be there approximately one day a week. We're going to try this for about a year to see how that works. In return, the City of Fenton will pay her salary and benefits totaling $515.35 each day to the City of Washington that she completes that. And then the remaining time is devoted to the City of Washington. But as we've expressed, I expressed with the city administrator with Fenton, talking with Tammy, anytime there's a phone call, if people have got a question, even if she's there, our staff can go ahead and if there's a burning question that needs to be answered, she's there for that. So we feel it's a good way to go ahead and share her expertise. We get the majority benefit of it, but Fenton still gets a little bit as well, but they return that in the form of cash. So,
You need a motion on that?
do we had it?
It's an ordinance.
It's an ordinance.
It's an ordinance, so was it introduced?
Yes.
Okay. Second reading.
Second reading, Sherry, please.
An ordinance authorizing and directing the execution of an intergovernmental cooperative agreement by and between the City of Washington, Missouri and the City of Fenton, Missouri. Hydrich,
Aye.
Coulter,
Yes.
Holtmeyer,
Aye.
Patke,
Yes.
Bear,
Yes.
Wessels.
Aye.
By your vote, ordinance 7E passes. Thank you, guys.
Mayor's report?
It's kind of a good segue into, now that Tammy's on board, in addition to Aaron Griesheimer, I think our department heads and our staff is pretty much complete. And I'm just so glad they're here. Not only do they fill a void, but the way they conduct their business is like the way the rest of the department heads do. They set the example, they do the right thing, and they have the best interests of our citizens at heart. And I can't ask for much more than that, so we're delighted to have you two. Thank you.
City Administrator's report?
I would like to go ahead, I think in past meetings, I think we had discussed the potential for a budget workshop on July the 15th prior to the next city council meeting. However, since Tammy's just joined us, we are in the process, we're still knee-deep into the budget, and I don't have anything to really provide you, and I'm afraid I won't have that by the 15th. We're going to be scheduling some meetings with department heads, Tammy, and some of the finance staff that's already been working on the budget to go through those and try to see our number one goal. Obviously, if you all saw the email that I sent out last week, it has to do with the salary study that's come back, and we've gotten some initial numbers from that, so we know some goals that we have to go ahead and reach to, even if we want to go ahead and phase this in over a 2-year period. So we need to get through those department budgets first, get that done to see where we're at, and then we can propose some proposed revenue sources to go ahead and help with that. I think it would be better off if we shoot for August the 5th at 6 o'clock, and then rather than have a regular workshop, it'll just be a budget workshop at that time, and we'll have it at 6 o'clock on August the 5th. And then then what we can do is, any major questions that you have from that workshop, we can go ahead and carry it over and try to get you back information on August the 19th. And then in September, we'll have set the public hearing date for the budget itself, and then be ready to go ahead and for implementation on October the 1st. So if anybody doesn't have any other questions about
That
that.
was my question. Do you have enough time to do all, but you're okay?
If we
That
get,
timeframe.
and if we need to go ahead and change, the worst case would be is maybe we have a special workshop in August at on a special meeting date. But I'm trying to see if I'm gonna ruin one night of your week, it'll be a Monday night.
Sure.
Just like you've signed up for. So, there you go. That's all I have.
Council comments?
I had a question on our local option use tax. Which
Yes.
Your favorite, which is doing very well again.
Yes, it is.
That has a dedicated use, does it not?
You have, originally it was set up to go ahead in the 90s when it was passed. I think there was the language that was on the ballot, and Mark, help me if I misspeak. But basically, it was set up for stormwater as well as the general fund. It just kind of mentions both. You can go ahead and do both. Am I right, Mark? Thank you. So for years, it had been referred to as the stormwater fund because
Right,
we had
that's
all
what I
those
remember.
flooding events that happened in the 90s, and that's what it was kind of geared towards. It's like, what can we do to prevent or minimize flooding within the city? We were fortunate enough, I think, at that time to go ahead and get a lot of assistance through FEMA to acquire properties, take out and mitigate a lot of the risk that we had out there for. But with that being said, it's not to say that we still don't have other issues that come up with stormwater. As a matter of fact, the MS4 program that we are bound to go ahead and comply with DNR, we use that fund as well to go ahead and do that. That fund has built up a surplus, as you all know, from the reports that you get. That's why we use it on occasion. As a matter of fact, as our sanitary sewer fund needs funding for projects, even though we've raised the rates, we still don't have those funds still in that enterprise fund. And so the idea is that if we need to go ahead and use funds out of the stormwater fund, sanitary can go ahead and utilize it and then pay it back over time. But you bring up a good point, because that's probably the number one solution that we will have for any concerns that we have for moving forward with the budget. You had, back in the day, I think they first started transferring over, this was before my time as city administrator, but Jim had moved 30% of that fund over to general fund for operating. And it was that way when I started. Then we had concerns about the vehicle replacement fund. The good news is that we found kind of a solution with doing the leasing program that we're currently doing with Enterprise, and that's alleviated a lot of that. But at that time, we went ahead and transferred over 50% to the general fund, and we've been doing that for the last 7 years.
You answered, my question was, could it be transferred? And
Yes,
apparently
it
has
can.
been, and
It has been, and it can continue. The question is just, how we want to move forward philosophically with the council on utilizing that. As you see how much that generates in 19, just for the general public, if they're
being
interested, 1819, it was reported that the tax generated 664,000 and change. You look at this year, we're slated to have close to 1.7, 1.8 million. Quite a spike.
Yes.
As to what you've seen over the years. So those are funds, and as I said, you've got a large surplus already within that. You could still have that. I think as we move forward and deal with the budget, that's where we're gonna look to see what percentage of that can we transfer over to the general fund and help go ahead and balance our budget and keep up with primarily your number one thing that you need to, which is your employees. We're a service-based business. If you don't have the employees, we can't do our jobs. So I think that's key, and that's what we're gonna be coming to you with as especially that first budget workshop. But we have time, we've got a lot of stuff that we've got to go through with the departments over the next couple of weeks, get Tammy oriented on that budget process, and then come to you with a workshop and some real numbers.
Anybody else? Okay.
Motion to adjourn, please.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Patke, second by Hopemar to adjourn. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
We're adjourned. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, I knew we were looking at some things, and I knew that one flush. That's why I was wondering how much trouble is it to transfer?
Here's what so what you can do is, some of the numbers.
On vacation.
Two options you can figure. Like if we transfer, if we kept 30% in that fund, transfer 70% of that over to the general, it'd be an increase